Hey guys, Pete here. Just out for my daily jog. Stay healthy. Actually, I don't do it anymore, but I used to. Most of the time I actually spent time in front of the computer doing arts and playing video games. Well, actually no, I don't get to do that anymore either. I got 3 kids. I got a stressful job. I'm in grad school. I don't have time for any of that stuff anymore. I'm tired. This sucks. Let's just go somewhere more my speed. Ugh. This is more me lately. My set includes a computer, some software that allows me to do all of my art, all of my video games, and all of my photography stuff. It can handle just about anything that I throw at it. It's a beast, whether it be just some of my art here that I use with my Wacom tablet, whether it be some photography or video stuff with my camera right here, or whether it be maxing out my graphics card with my video games. It can do just about anything. The only problem is I don't really have enough time for this, so I ended up doing a lot of my actual schoolwork and my grad school work over on the couch with my MacBook, which is not even close to as powerful as this thing, but it costs just the same. So let me take you on over there. Alright, much more comfortable. Whew. This is my life most of the time when I'm doing my work. After I get home from a long day, get home, play with the kids, get them fed, get them to bed, I end up right here in the most comfortable clothes, in the most comfortable place in the house to be able to get my work done. I end up just typing away on my laptop here, either until it gets like super late and I either fall asleep or I just can't do anymore, and then I just end up just going to bed. This is where I get my grad school done. This is where I get all of my schoolwork done. This little computer right here. I know it's not as powerful, but really it's mobile and allows me to get a lot of stuff done. I'd rather be doing editing photos on the other workstation from an awesome fun photo shoot, or playing some game online with my friends, but I gotta get this stuff done. This comes first, so this is where I spend most of my time. So I know it sounds like a blast, but yeah, that's what I do. Here. Let's start talking about my presentation. I'm sure you're tired, sick and tired of me doing this. Alright. Let's get down to this. So, my problem is motivating students to really take control of their own learning. Kids these days don't really seem to be motivated to do any of their work, any of their homework, whether it's at home or at school, on tests, on projects, all these things they just don't seem to really care about. So my goal is to find a way to change how we teach these kids, to help to get them motivated to learn what we're presenting in class. So let's move on to the next topic. One way in which I've tried to tackle this, motivating my students in my own classroom, is through gamification. Okay? This will allow me to combine the two things that I actually love doing, teaching and gaming. Win-win. I've also seen how kids love games and how many of the kids also love gaming. So I just decided, why not go for it in my own classroom? Now, you might not think gamification in the classroom is a good idea, because that may just seem like play and have nothing to do with learning. In some cases, you're absolutely correct. You can't just put a game in front of kids and expect them to learn. Gamification is just a tool like all other things and can get in the way if you don't use it correctly. Should have done something there. Should I do a cool transition again? Alright, let's try a new one. So, is gamification gaming? Actually, it's not. Gamification is actually just adding game elements to your lessons, or creating game-focused elements into new lessons that really go well with those elements. To be honest, you don't actually need the latest and greatest technology to be able to do gamification. Technology, like all other things, is also just a tool. So learning itself does not have to hinge on you not having this technology when implementing gamification. So, there you have it. Hi, you might ask yourself then, what are some of these gamification mechanics that you're putting in your games? Well, I have your answer. There's actually quite a few, and I'm going to just cover some of them. One is the achiever. It's the person who wants to get the highest score. So build your lessons or units for these students based on leveling up, which a lot of you actually have already done in your classroom. The next one is called the explorer, which gives a lot of direction. Which when given a lot of directions to try to reach different ideas, will explore every aspect of the lesson and websites and videos that you throw at them. These are the kids that just want to keep on going and just find all those little things. Another one is the builder. I don't think we utilize this one enough. The builder was which you should let them be as creative as possible with lessons and projects, and as a teacher you actually might get in the way. These are the ones that do really well with hands-on, and if you give them the opportunity to do something more of an art form instead of just writing a paper, they're actually going to do really well with it. So you might want to keep that in mind. Another one is a collector. Collector is ones that are motivated by things. You can motivate them by getting rewards for doing something, but I'm going to suggest that you trade out the candy for things more like badges, just because, seriously, I don't believe in the candy thing. It works, yeah, but it's not a very healthy habit to pick up. Next one is gladiator, is the competitive group. You pit students against students in an all-out war of knowledge. This group of people will not disappoint you. They're going to want to destroy and be ruthless, but I guarantee you they'll learn something. The last one that I have in my paper is a socializer. This is the one that I'm actually most like. I love working on projects with groups of friends. Now I said groups of friends for this one. I don't like working with everyone, but I do a lot of things I don't necessarily like doing as long as I'm with my friends. It kind of doesn't matter what the thing that I am doing, even if I don't like doing that thing. As long as I'm with my friends, I'll enjoy it no matter what. If you insert things like this into your lessons, you might just catch your students being a little bit more engaged in those lessons. Not every lesson that you teach will match every student in your classroom. No matter what your lesson, you have to have meaning for each of the students. Okay? What you're teaching still has to have some value for the people that you're trying to teach. Gamification is only a piece of the puzzle. Remember that. When implementing gaming elements into your classroom, you really have to look at how you use them. Okay? Motivation in the long term really comes down to intrinsic motivation. Okay? If your elements only foster extrinsic motivation, then kids aren't going to want to stick with that very long. Okay? If students don't find what you are using to help them learn as any value to them, they will lose interest pretty fast. You really have to understand your students and what type of elements that resonate with them the most. You may use many elements throughout the unit to catch many students as you can. So the more elements you put into it, the more students you're going to reach at one time. Jump cut. When creating your activities, remember it is all about the students. That buy-in from the students can come from them being the main focus of your gaming elements. You need to think about how this benefits the players in the game you're creating and how they ultimately end up playing the game. Your game elements need to be able to enhance the lesson and not distract the students from getting what they need out of the lessons. You can't just put a game in front of the students and expect them to learn. Games do not equal learning. But you can do your research and find the ones that enhance your lesson. Hey again. You know what? To be honest, schools are always so slow to adopt anything useful, and it's pretty crazy. Other places in our society have been hardcore using gaming elements for actually a long time. Many of the apps you use right now have these gaming elephants, have these many apps that you use now, have these gaming elements for like things like earning badges, checking on friends, leaderboards for accomplishing things, getting points for doing a task. These sites may be from things like Khan Academy, Nike Plus, Microsoft Rewards, and even your Blue Cross Blue Shields, if you've noticed what they're trying to do with theirs, if you've been on there anytime soon. You've been using these elements for a while now, and so why not start implementing what the big dogs have been implementing for a very long time, which, you know, they've thrown a ton of money at, and why don't we use those type of things in our own classroom? I'm looking at you. I gotta reach over there and turn this off. I guess I'll just head this way.